Nahida Electro-Charged is back on the menu, and while it may not be a new deck, I believe there's 3 incredibly strong buffs the deck received that made it have a resurgence. The first of which is the buff that Yaimiko recently got that allows her summons to trigger when you declare the end of your turn if the summon has 4 or more stacks. For those who've played with or against any Nilo Bloom deck, you'll know just how strong an effect like this is and that it can sometimes win you games outright. On top of this end of turn trigger, you're adding in the ability to hit a double Electro-Charged reaction off both Yaimiko and Farina's summon. The second buff this deck got is a card that's surprisingly strong in the right deck, and that's People of the Springs. With this new location, you're able to give all your summons +1 usage when you summon them, which means that the new Yaimiko buff can come into effect the turn you first summon it, since the stacks would immediately be modified to 4. The best way to describe how People of the Springs plays is that it's like playing triple Quicknut without having to actually spend the 1 dice on the Quicknuts. The final buff this deck got is the Ultimate Surfing Buddy, which lets you trigger the end of turn effect of one of your summons and one of your opponents. This may seem like a risky play, but you often have more valuable summons than your opponents if they're playing summons at all. On top of this, you're able to leverage their own end of turn summon effects against them, like in the case of Barbara and her summon. Ultimate Surfing Buddy also allows you to force reactions where you'd otherwise have to wait until the end of your turn to get them, which gives you something summon decks lack, which is front-loaded damage. But anyways, I'm not going to spend too long talking about this deck since most of you will already know how it plays, and for those who don't, well, you're about to see something pretty good.
Round 1 going first is pretty good considering that our opponents on what I'm assuming is they're going to go for the full burst here and then burst over here and then try and get I think I'm gonna send everything back except Arcane and Library.
I knew you'd miss me.
Okay, start off Arena. I'm gonna re-roll this. I think against this deck, I need to try and get a little bit more pressured up. So while there isn't People of the Springs, and I'm not really gonna be live and ramping, I think I just need to focus on getting this down. Okay, I can afford to draw this. Actually, let me see options. Okay, yeah. I think I'm just gonna go Farina summon, Yai summon. It's not the strongest start, but it is a start. Okay, they're going normal. Swap here.
Since you asked so nicely. Illusion shattered.
They're definitely going for the burst line, which I think I'm completely fine with. I don't think I can get them down fast enough, but what I can do is I have the really weird option next turn of skill here, swap here. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I'm gonna do. They thankfully are probably gonna overload, but I have a Culx's Art in hand. So Culx's Arts is like really good for Nahida or Farina, since both of their bursts kind of like benefit your summons by the one making your reactions deal more damage and the other one actually making your summons deal more damage. So I think that's the line I think I'm gonna go for, is I'm gonna just skill here again, swap here, or for presumably them bursting here. Okay, let me see what they're gonna do. Yai is going to die, unfortunately, if they burst here, because it's going to be 3, 4, 5? Yeah, that's enough. So skill here again. This puts us up to the requirement that we need. If they swap here, I can swap here for free. Well, not for free, but I can swap here. Okay.
I knew you'd miss me.
There is the interesting situation where we can force overloads from our opponent with Ultimate Surfing Buddy. Okay. Now I'm gonna go Culx's Arts. Then, oh wait, her burst is 4. Oh, okay, that's a little bit really awkward from me. I messed that one up. I am gonna swap Farina. For the very rare occasion, I am gonna swap Farina. I can... Okay, this is going to be like the weirdest thing I am going to do today. I'm going to send back one of these dice and hope it doesn't hit Hydro. Okay, great. Now I can play Liban. I can... don't think I want to trigger Ultimate Surfing Buddy. Okay, end first. I'm gonna overload here, but we heal up a little bit. I think we meet the requirements. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I've got Arena alive and on the energy that I need it to be. So this is kind of scary, like seeing what our opponent is doing, and I completely misplayed that one. I wonder, do I keep the Hydro Dice here? There is a situation where I try and force them to try and swap me over here. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one Hydro Dice. If I roll into other Hydro, it's not like terrible. It's usable dice, really. I'm a little bit on the back foot here. My misplay a little bit set me off, but we'll see how I want to do things now. Okay, I've got enough dice, so do I want a Nahida 5? No, I think Nahida 5 cost is a little bit too greedy here. I have got a 0 cost swap. So ideally, what I want to do is swap to Arena, burst, get her to get KO'd so that I can use... Okay, this is actually a perfect situation for this. Because if they normal attack me, this is going to come down for 1. So I'm going to swap here.
Whatever would you do without me?
Force them to use the normal attack. If they don't normal attack and just skill, then that's fine as well. Okay, okay. I am going to now... Let's see. I'm gonna burst. Okay, I'm gonna do something really funky here. I'm gonna go trigger both summons because this removes their end of turn like burst, big burst. Then I'm going to go skill again. Okay, I see you, opponent. I see you. They're trying to navigate really, really well here, but I think it's kind of not going the way they want to. I'm gonna swap back to Nahida. Having to face down like anyone. So let me word this properly. These decks with Raiden that focus on double bursting are really, really scary, and especially like having proliferate like words. Sometimes I'm not that great with them, but especially when I'm doing live commentary. But when you play like old Shenhua Superconduct, you end up in a situation where you kind of get that double burst line and it's really scary to deal with. But once your opponent knows how to play around Raiden like this, then you're in a lot better of a situation. Like right now, I don't mind tuning one and then just Nahida skilling again. Okay, I'm gonna send this down first though, just to try and see if I actually have to tune one. Okay, I do. I'm gonna tune one of these Chef Mao. There's nothing my opponent can do here that's actually scary. And if they don't swap off of... Okay, so they're gonna just Toma skill again. But that's fine, because I retain priority. Okay, now what are you going to do? Our opponent, I think, is in just a really bad situation. Playing Nahida Electro-Charged again for the first time in a very, very long time. And I think this is actually a really good hand. Ultimate Surfing Buddy, while good, I don't think I'm going to need it to the end of the second round or later on in the game, since that's where like the value shows up for it. So I think I'm just going to keep the Liven in the heart of Caverna. Okay, Lotus is pretty good considering what our opponent's doing. Since we can... They're probably going to go for an end of turn overload reaction. So what we can do... Unfortunately, no people are springs, but what we can do is tune the Farina card. I almost never use this card. Like, as much as I play Farina, I almost never use this card. Okay, then I'm going to... Are they going to go for burst? They're probably going to swap here. Okay, so I'm going to do summons first. Not reveal too much. Okay, Tenshukaku. Okay, so they're just going for the double ramp up. That means I can get a bloom core in here if I really wanted to. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap here. I am going to tune the crisps now. Yeah. Get this on. This is going to give us a bloom and put Yai down to quite a bit. Swap back here. Put Heart of Caverna just to draw one more card. And I think I'm going to Arcane Liben. Just to kind of try and get some of this up so that by round 3, we're guaranteed Liben, basically. I think that's what I'm going to try and do here. Ooh, okay, Favonia's Library is pretty good. You don't often see Favonia's Library in a lot of decks anymore, but I kind of like playing it, just especially in skill-heavy decks like this, just to kind of like get the dice that I... Okay, I don't need any Hydra dice this turn, I don't think. No, I do, because I want to try and refresh the summons on Farina's Solitaire. Okay, what are our opponent gonna do here? Yai Miko skill. Oh, they're going for the burst? Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna send Treasure Seeking CD. Refresh the summons a little bit. Unfortunately, no People of the Springs. I would have really, really liked that. But, so here's what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna go burst. Oh, question. Okay. Oh, I know what they're trying to do. Okay, so I think what I do now is... Okay, let me first do this, just to see what I'm working with. I'm gonna keep this one. So like, here's the thing. Do I want to go full in and hope to hit 3 Electro dice? Or do I keep this and just hope to hit a second entry? I think the correct, less gambly play. Okay, we got the best case and we just hit both. So I think I'm going to swap here now.
Since you asked so nicely.
Unfortunately, Liben doesn't trigger, but I don't care about that so much. Okay, tune the food since we're not going to really use it. Okay, so we're going to hit them here for Hydra. Unfortunately, we are going to get both Hydra applications onto Toma, but this puts us into a really, really good situation where we get the Electro-Charge we need, and it's going to swap us to Farina when they do the skill, so that we can get our burst off. It's not often that you get Farina's burst off in this match, but a lot of the times it really, really just kind of makes that difference, since all your summons get the bonus, and then if you can get Nahida Burst just gives you extra summons on top of it. Or, well, not summons, but what am I talking about? The damage. Like, because the Shrine of Maya, I think that's what it's called. I'm an eye this game because I'm in a bit of a rush today, but like the burst, the Shrine of Maya, the illusory heart, this thing, you basically get +1 from here and then +1 from here, so you end up in a really, really good spot to do things. Okay, I'm gonna draw a lot of cards here. I could take the risk, honestly. Oh, I like this. Because we have 2 summons, and we want both of them. So, depending what they do here, there's actually a lot of options. I can swap to... Okay, this is what I'm going to do. They're probably going to swap to Al-Hayth. So, I'm going to swap... Oh, if I swap here, I can't do it. Okay, how do I want to do this? I can sack Farina here to get... Okay, no. This is what we're going to do. We're going to use their own summon to get us an overload, to get a free swap onto Nahida. Cool. Now, I think what we do is we go... Kalx's burst end turn, or do I go for the safer option? No, okay, I'm gonna go Lotus here and skill. If they go here, And they go burst, burst. Yeah, no, so they're probably gonna go for burst here, which is honestly fine by me. Okay. Oh, they're just ramping up. Okay, that's smart. It's a smart way to like break. How do I put this? It's a very smart way to break the Lotus and then have me not so much care about it. Nahida's still going to be on the health that we want her. They're going to burst. Oh, but they did mess it up because she's going to die. So they're not going to get the burst there. Okay, but maybe that's what they were intending. They were intending to go to Alhaith? Question mark?
What a dreadful end.
This is going to be dealing a lot of damage. And I don't think they necessarily have the ability to KO me before I get the burst. Unfortunately, Liban Arcane isn't doing what I was hoping it did. Sometimes your matches are just tight like that, but it is what it is. I think, so I can't see myself losing. Let's see what they're going to do. Because, let's see, this does 2, but they have to do a normal attack. Question mark? Oh, okay, maybe, okay. I think this maybe just does it. Get the skill. Oh no, wait, but it's pyro related actions. Okay. This gives the overload. This goes here. Okay, cool. Now we go Kalx's arts here. And we burst down for exactly 4. We get the boost from here. And we get there. That's quite a little bit of a tighter match, but we kind of still got what we wanted to do.